You are live.
All right, thanks. Good evening, everybody. We'll call to order our regularly scheduled meeting of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board. It's Wednesday, February 1st, 2023 at 7:09 p.m. Present tonight, we have Vice Chair Kia Baskerville, Dick Peterson, Ryan Chitwood, Deputy City Clerk Cynthia Gaines, and City Attorney Mike Lyles. My name is Jimmy Praley. First order of business, we have two sets of minutes to approve. Has the board had the opportunity to review those minutes? And if so, are there any additions, corrections, or modifications?
I move they be accepted.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The minutes will stand as approved. So the first item on our new business, I'm going to combine items 2 and 3 on our agenda tonight. These are both extensions of licensed premises requests for special events by Stan and Joe's. First is a request for the extension of licensed premises with the consumption of alcoholic beverages for the use of a private parking lot behind the establishment during the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is set for Saturday, March 4th and Sunday, March 5th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. The second is for another extension of licensed premises during the St. Patrick's Day weekend, which is scheduled for Saturday, March 18th and Sunday, March 19th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., both taking place at 37 West Street, Annapolis 21401. Hey, Joe, how are you?
Very good. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, Joe.
You could just give us your full name and address for the record and then walk us through these events.
My full name, Joseph Daniel Patrick McGovern Jr. At your
Make
service.
you do it every time. Yeah, make you do it every time. And if you could just give us the address, please.
And if Mom threw in a Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, I knew I was in trouble. Home address, 817 Valley Drive, Brownsville, Maryland, 21032.
All right, great. Why don't you tell us about these requests?
These requests are yearly, with the parade coming up and St. Patrick's Day being on a weekend this year. It's to extend basically so we have room. On the weekend of the parade, we have a firefighters brunch. We have a whole bunch of firefighters coming in to visit us from Boston, New York, of course, Anne Arundel we support. And it's basically we have breakfast and they get their bagpipes together. As always, we're going to have food and alcohol if permitted. Plastic, no glass, security, tip certified security on every exit and entrance. So there's nothing going out on the streets. All of our bartenders are tip certified. There are several crawls going on that week we will be carding everyone who's on Stan and Joe's property, and they must have a Stan and Joe's wristband to get a Stan and Joe's drink. No drinks will be allowed to leave the parking lot. Like we do every year, a couple fire trucks, pictures, the new governor may be stopping by. And it's just allowing us room. Really all it is. It's weather dependent. If it's a nasty day, we'll just jump inside and eat our Reubens. And that's for the parade weekend. The following weekend, basically the same exact thing. Saturday, I know Ram's Head is using their parking lot for a great big event with the tent and alcohol and all that. We're just going to be, if it's a beautiful day, enjoying their overload. As of right now, the same with the 18th. As of right now, I know we said 10, but really we'll be shut down by 8. Any music will be shut down by 7. It's going to get dark and cold real quick. And as always, I appreciate your letting me talk to you. And this will be every bit of our, I want to say, well, probably 6 or 7 years. As long as the parade's been going on, we've been doing this. And, knock on wood, we haven't had any drama that I know about. And you know how seriously I take this. So I appreciate your time. And if there's any questions, I'd be glad to address them.
All right, well, let's see. Does the board have any questions regarding these two requests?
Are you doing anything outside what you normally do? Is there any special 2023 caveat that might any paradigm shift?
No, same dance, same music.
How many security guards do you typically have to bring on for that event?
I hire a couple of my old rugby marine friends. We'll have one at each egress, and then I have a floater. And plus my doormen, who are all tip certified, are also floating. So there's every bit of 4 at all times, up to 6 or 7, and including myself. So, you know, anywhere to 7, especially when it's busy. So
enough people, if there was a problem, you could handle it quickly.
Absolutely. And the nice thing is we're great friends with most of the firefighters and Marines that are hanging out. So I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx it, but we're covered.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, Joe, your requests are approved. Have fun.
Thank you.
Joe.
I got one quick thing. Today marks 16 years and 1 day since we opened. So I want to thank you all personally, as I do every year. I think we got a great relationship and I'm very appreciative. So Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you, for being a responsible business owner. Appreciate it.
I tried.
Keep doing a good job. Keep doing a good job and making it easy on us.
All right. Thanks, gang.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, next we have a request to update the ownership structure of an LLC. This is Blue Bistro LLC, trading as Sabor Latino, located at 509 South Cherry Grove, Suite E, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. Mr. Hyatt, good evening. How are you?
Well, good evening. I'm doing the best I can. I don't have
All right,
my
well,
voice. My throat, sore throat, cold, what have you. So I'll try to talk sparingly.
sounds good. If you could just give us your name and address for the record, then I'll ask Mr. Powell to do the same, and then Mr. Grana to do the same too.
It's Alan Hyatt, 200 Westgate Circle in Annapolis.
Thank you. Mr. Powell?
David Powell, 2654A, Queen Anne Circle in Annapolis.
All right, and then Mr. Grana, are you there too?
Misty.
Hold on.
He's coming, I think.
Sorry about
There
that.
we
I
go.
didn't know
No,
if
no
that-
problem. Just
Yep,
need your name
sure.
and address.
Yeah, Misty Dragano. Address is 2654A Queen Anne Circle, Annapolis, Maryland. Sorry about that. I thought I was on video already.
Not a problem. Thank you. Mr. Hyatt, we'll turn it over to you. Let us
Okay.
know what you're looking for here.
All right. Really, I'm asking for some clarification from the board. We had appeared in front of you before, if you recall, and the licensees, Ms. Dragano and Mr. Powell, have sold 98% of their LLC to another LLC, and the two of them remain as licensees. I described that in a letter dated January 3rd, and the question before you is whether that is adequate, because now you have the information. I think you may need some further documentation. We need to send you an updated operating agreement for the limited liability company. But the question is, under your rules, does an individual who is a member of the LLC, that's the 98% owner, also have to be a licensee? That's the question. Otherwise, we would continue with the two licensees, and you will know who the owners are. That's the question. I think it's subject to interpretation.
Sure. Mr. Lyles, do you want to comment on this at all? Is there anything you?
Well, I looked at the ABC rules. I think they're appropriate in what they've done so far. The letter is sufficient under the rules for you to rule that this can go forward. The only thing that will happen subsequently is that when we get the new license fee for the year, they'll have to identify the new owners and the percentages.
Okay.
That's what we'll do.
Thank
Okay.
All right, Mr. Lyles. Thank you. Does anybody, do any of the board members have any questions about this clarification request?
So are you two at 1% each? Do you even have an active role in the day-to-day for the business anymore?
more than a 1%, that's for sure. Yeah, if you look at the operating agreement, and I'll speak and then Dave can fill in, we are solely responsible for everything related to the liquor license, the management of the health department, where Dave's on site, making sure that all the staff is tips trained. We're doing education for Safe Serve certification. So we really are actively involved. We're also personally liable for the lease of the building, and then are in, and Dave's in there kind of 3, 4, 5 days a week, just staying involved and kind of making sure that it's running as we would expect.
All right, any additional questions?
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I
sir.
have a question for the applicant. Well, for Cindy. Are the applications due now? Are we in that phase, Cindy?
They won't be mailed out until the end of February, so we're working towards that.
Okay, so the I think I was correct. The new owners, the application and their renewal should specify who the new owners are, their percentages, and all of the information that justifies what you're being asked to consent to today.
Right, and the updated operating agreement, which I think Mr. Hyatt said that he'll make part of the file.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and that should come all with the new application. So we'll have it in the file.
All right.
Very
All right,
good.
well then, do I hear a motion regarding this request to update the ownership structure of Blue Bistro LLC at 509 South Cherry Grove, Suite E, Annapolis 21403?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right,
Okay.
thank you all very much. Sorry
Thank
to make you talk tonight, Mr. Hyatt,
No
but
problem.
hopefully we kept it short for you.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Have a great day, guys.
All right, see ya.
Thanks. Next, we have an application for substitution of an officer on an alcoholic beverage license. This is a licensee GAMD Lessee LLC, trading as the Graduate Annapolis, 126 West Street, Annapolis 21401. The licensee to be removed is Gene Shore, and the licensee to be added is a Jan, I'm going to butcher this last name, Hajek, but we tried. So, Ms. Carter, it's good to see you tonight. If you could just give us your name and address for the record, and then introduce the prospective licensee to be added.
Gladly. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, my name is Linda Carter, and I'm actually here in two capacities tonight, one as an attorney on behalf of my client, and the second, I am the resident licensee. My home address is 390 Gamble Oak Court, Millersville, Maryland, 21108, and my business address is Carter Law, 10705 Beltsville Drive, Suite 100, Beltsville, Maryland, 20705. I'm sorry, I said 11700. It should have been. I'm getting my numbers all jumbled. I always kid people. There's a reason why I'm an attorney and not an accountant. I have with me tonight Mr. Jan Hayek, who's the new incoming licensee with the board's approval. He has been with AJ Capital Partners, which is an upstream owner, if you will, for more than 5 years. And he's really spent most of his professional business in the hospitality industry, really related to hotels. I would proffer to the board that all of the information contained in the application, both as to Mr. Hayek and myself, remain true and correct as we appear before the board this evening. Jan will have regular communications with the property. He will not be on the property on a regular basis, once or twice a year. He gets to travel all over the world on behalf of AJ Capital, and just came back from a stint in Australia. The poor guy, right? Don't hold that against him. He does understand, however, just as I do as a licensee, should a violation occur, even if we're not on the premises, we're responsible for that violation. He is in fact familiar with the board's rules and regulations, and I would have nothing further, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you, Ms. Carter. Does the board have any questions? Cindy, go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't have a question, but Linda, can you see that I get the fingerprints for in background check?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Do we need his name and address for the record?
I think Ms. Carter introduced him, but Mr. Hayek, could you give us your address just in case?
Sure, absolutely. It's 530 North Levitt Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60612.
All right, great. Any questions? All right. Hearing none. Go ahead.
Be approved.
Second. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The request is granted. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
Thank you so much. Have a great and safe day and a happy new year. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, next item, we have a request for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property for Lionel Rojas for a 21st birthday party scheduled on Sunday, February 26, 2023, from 1 p.m. to 12 midnight, 92 West Washington Street, Annapolis, 21401. And who here is here tonight for this request?
Hello, my name's Stephanie, and this is my dad, Lonel. I'm
Okay.
gonna be him translate just because he doesn't speak as much English.
Okay, can you just give us your full names and addresses for the record?
All right, my name is Stephanie Reyes. His is Lonel Reyes Rojas. And our address is 1230 Tyler Avenue, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403.
Okay. Now, actually, before we get started on this, Cindy, I saw that we do have a crowd management training certificate for this one, right? That got taken care of.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, fantastic. I just wanted to clarify that. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this party? What you're expecting to do?
Hello. Well, we're celebrating my 21st birthday party. We just needed a bigger space to have our family. Obviously, we're trying to get an approval just to have alcoholic beverages. We're gonna have security guards there, and we're gonna try and control the alcoholic beverages the same by having bracelets for whoever is underage has to have a bracelet on, so we know how to control who is drinking and who's not.
Okay, and you're expecting about 150 people there?
Mm-hmm.
What's the age range? Are you expecting mostly people over 21 or under 21?
Mostly people over.
Okay. Okay. And you're starting at 1 p.m. and you're going till midnight?
Mm-hmm. Well, we have the stand place reserved from 1 to 12, but the party doesn't start till 3.
Okay. Okay. All right. And who are your bartenders going to be?
So we don't plan on having bartenders, but we do plan on having people stand by where the drinks are to control who is getting the drinks.
Okay. And you're providing the drinks to all of your guests at no charge, right?
No charge, correct.
All right. Does the board have any questions about this request?
Yeah, I guess the question is it sounds kind of oblivious in terms of who's going to be managing, who will be serving alcohol and who serving it to. That's a bit of a concern of mine because it doesn't sound like there's anybody that's really going to be designated. So are we saying that family and friends are going to be serving alcohol? Just it's like a home party. Is there anybody who's going to be looking out for if children try and come in and get out? It's a bit of a concern for me.
Yeah, we'll have we have family members who will be controlling that, and nobody will be allowed to go near where the alcohol is, if that makes sense, except the people who will be able to provide it.
And these folks are the folks that are being able to provide it don't have any particular type of training, right? I mean, this is essentially, it's like a big house party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what is to keep someone underage from grabbing a beer or a drink?
That's what our wristbands are gonna be for. We're
But
gonna have
who's checking the wristbands?
we would have the security check it.
Are you going to have one of the security guards at the table where the alcohol is?
Yeah, that's what we plan to.
So you're having people, you're IDing people when they get to the event to give them, or to make sure under 21, you get a wristband, right? And then if I'm over 21, I have to go to a table where there's a security guard who's checking my wrist before I'm allowed to get a drink.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
What happens when that security guard goes on break?
Well, usually we like, so we've never done this before. I don't know if it changed, because usually the way we used to get our liquor license was we would go to the board near River Road, because it's like a 1-day license.
Yeah, it's for Anne Arundel County.
That's the county.
Oh, so since it's in the city, it goes through here.
That's why
Yeah.
you're here tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And I think the biggest concern is while you're implementing these wristbands and you have a security guard who's standing there, I think the board's concern is what's going to prevent somebody who's under 21 with the wristband from being able to grab something if everything's just sitting out on a table and not being monitored.
So se están preguntando que cómo es que vamos a controlar que no agarren uno la bebida y cómo.
Podemos poner que sirva la bebida que puede estar un security ahí.
Dice que van a hacer con el security según vaya a break.
No van a tener break. Porque la bebida se va a servir hasta tarde. No a la hora después de la comida.
Okay. Okay, so he's saying, so it's not just gonna be one security, I mean, it's gonna be two. So they would they would go back and forth in a way, and we would so the alcohol would be inside a cooler, and someone would always be standing by the cooler, making sure they don't get the drinks.
Is someone going to be one of your relatives?
Yes. If they're gonna be older than 21, and they most likely won't be drinking.
Podemos comprar brazaletes si quiere para que.
No, es lo que estoy diciendo. Ellos están preguntando cómo es que vamos a encontrar lo de brazalete. So he's saying, he's asking about the bracelet, how we would, because he's like, we could buy the bracelets, and I'm telling him that I'm explaining to you guys that we already are planning to do the bracelet.
All right, my concern is exactly what you just said, is that the person that will be overseeing the cooler most likely will be drinking, but there's no guarantee of that. This is really just, it's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around, because I'm afraid that this might be just some sort of private party where things aren't regulated as they should be. And, either somebody's served underage, or, I don't know what. Doesn't sound like it's regulated and planned enough for me to really actually seriously consider this. I just think that there should be a bit more planning involved, and more of a guarantee that this isn't going to get out of hand. Young people will be served, or just accidentally served, or just take it upon themselves.
Yeah, well, that's our plan. Well, there won't be a lot of young people. It'll be mostly adults. We didn't think that would be a concern, just because it'll be mostly adults. And if so, there will always be someone by the alcohol.
So how many people under the age of 21 are you expecting at this event?
I want to say less than 50.
Less than 50. Okay, so that's a third of the people, right? You're expecting 150, saying about 50, maybe less than that. So, I think the board would feel a lot more comfortable if there was a designated security guard at the cooler checking wristbands the entire time. Can you represent on the record that there will be a security guard checking wristbands the entire time to make sure nobody under 21 goes into that cooler?
Yeah.
Who isn't an invitee that has been tasked with that? An actual hiring a security guard. Is correct, Mr. Bradley?
My dad.
Right, yeah, and the security guard, my understanding is the security guards come with the Stanton Center. And
Yeah,
so
okay.
it's so if we can guarantee, I think the board would feel a lot more comfortable if you told us that it's not a family member who's going to be checking wristbands. It's going to be a designated security guard by the alcohol the entire time.
Yeah, so that, sorry, I didn't explain that part.
Okay.
Personas adultas que van.
Sí, pero está diciendo que lo de seguridad es lo que ellos quieren. So the stand center would have two of them, one by the door, the front door. They will be checking the IDs, giving the bracelets out, and making sure that like whoever isn't supposed to get one alcohol will be getting a wristband. And then one security guard would be at the alcohol station where they would be checking whoever has like a bracelet, they will not be getting any alcohol.
Okay. All right. So just to clarify again, it's not a family member that's opening the cooler. It's the security guard present checking the entire time.
Correct.
I hate to ruin her 21st birthday, so I move that we approve based on your promise that you will have somebody always there at the cooler, making sure that no underage person gets a drink. That's my motion.
I'll second. All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, your request is granted. Be very, very careful. We don't want to hear about this, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Well, sorry, just a couple, one more question. Will we get it mailed to us or will it get sent directly to the Stanton Center?
Talk to Miss Cindy.
I will take care of making sure the Stanton Center gets a copy of it. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay, thank you guys.
All right, thank you. Have fun.
Happy birthday.
Have a nice night.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
All right, and then the last item for tonight, we have another application for consumption of alcoholic beverages for with music on this one, Tyrell Forster, for a birthday party, Sunday, February 4th, 2023, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. at 92 West Washington Street, Annapolis 21401. And Cindy, have we had the crowd control issue resolved with this one as well?
I have it in hand, sir.
I'm sorry?
I have the crowd manager certificate in hand. It's been
Okay,
taken care of.
fantastic. Thank you so much. All right. Tyrell, if you could just give us your name and address for the record and tell us a little bit about your party.
All right, cool. My name is Tyrell Randall Forrester. My address is 1844 Village Square Court, Severn, Maryland, 20144.
Okay, and this is for Karen's 60th birthday
My
celebration.
mother, yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
A little different than a
look,
21st birthday.
Yeah, this is what she wants. This is the main thing. You only turned 60 once, and it's just me by myself pretty much making it happen for her. So it's kind of a surprise, but I think she's kind of catching around to it. But it's a 60th birthday party for her. They changed the time. So when I just went to the Stanton Center, instead of 9 to 1, it's from 8 to 12. She told me that she couldn't do it past that. So I wanted to make sure you had that.
All
And
right.
the copy that I have, it says 8 to 12, so she changed it.
Okay.
So we agreed on that. So it's from 8
All
to
right.
12.
And you're gonna have about 65 people come?
And majority are gonna be family and her friends.
Okay. How many
Yes.
people under 21 you think are gonna show up for this?
Oh, nobody.
Okay.
No. Nobody's gonna be under 21. Actually, we don't even have kids or even anybody even relatively close. It may be a couple. Couple are in college, but they won't be attending. And then the rest are just babies. So,
All right.
teenagers. But nah, nobody's coming, all adults.
Okay, great. And you're gonna have some music playing? Are you doing what do you have? A band?
I have a DJ.
Okay.
I do have a DJ.
Okay. All right. All right. And it's guests are bringing their own alcohol to this?
Yes.
Okay. All right, gotcha. All right, does the board have any questions about this request?
Well, and you're not going to be, essentially, you're going to shut down the music an hour prior to shutting down, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yes. I won't be I guess a disturbance. It wouldn't be, I wouldn't, no, I wouldn't, no, I don't want that. No.
I make a motion to, for approval.
There's a second? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Tyrell, your request is approved. Have a good time, all right?
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great night.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you.
Mother, happy birthday.
Mom.
I sure will. I'll let her know on the day. I definitely
Yeah,
will.
don't tell her beforehand.
I definitely let her know. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.
All right, that's the last item for tonight. We have a couple things to talk about in an executive session, so I move that we go off the record and reconvene in an executive session.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.